Hey there, fellas. A new amazing experiment in this one. Here's what we have in mind. This will sound fairly trivial, but the idea is to turn a car into a sandblaster. The way a typical sandblaster works is it ejects a stream of compressed air, together with either sand or special pellets, or perhaps some slag. But another way to clean something up would be pouring the same pellets or slag into a drum, together with whatever needs to be cleaned. And the latter is what we'll be simulating. So right here we have a wheel, some sand, some panes of glass that we no longer need, of the tempered variety, which we'll smash into tiny granules with sharp edges. Also, we've got all of these rusty bits. Steering levers, wrenches, bolts, nuts. So a bunch of rusted junk. It'll be tumbling around inside that wheel. And at the end of this video, we'll find out how this works and how effective this sort of method is. Alright, let's clean up some metal bits. Video originally uploaded in 2020. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Okay guys, this is looking good. The wheels are installed. One of them contains glass granules and some rusty bits, while the other has got rusty bits in it with sand. We want to find out which does a better job, the glass or the sand. This one has got the glass, the sand is in that one. We're gonna have to keep the rotational speed low, so that the centrifugal forces don't press the contents against the inside of the tire. We want stuff to be stirring around and so on, for the cleaning process to be effective, and for all of the parts to become good as new. Okay, let's take the car outside and try this out. Okay, everything is in position, engine is running. First gear, we've got the choke almost fully closed to bring the revs up, and I can already hear everything rolling around. Rev the engine any higher and that stops. Now we just leave it alone until the evening, for everything to get clean. We'll shut the engine down in about 4 hours and see where we're at. And now we wait. Five hours later. So the car ran for a bit, and now... Place your bets, gentlemen. Go ahead and pause the video and let us know what you think. Did the glass or the sand do a better job with the cleaning? I'm curious myself. It had to be the glass, right? With the sharper edges, but then who knows? We won't know until we crack them open. So let's remove the wheels and see what supples go. The parts have disappeared. No, they haven't. There they are. This is the socket. Let's continue. What else do we have in there? The lever. Lever, wrench. That's probably it. Yeah, I think you're right. Nope, no, there's also a bolt. Okay, we removed the parts that were in the sand. The wrench is cleaner, but not quite all the way. There is way less rust, though. And what's interesting, but then we'll discuss that a bit later. The wrench has gotten cleaner. The wheel bolt, yeah, these edges have gotten cleaner. But that's about where it ends. Everything else is still dirty. The head is dirty. The red is all clogged, like it used to be. The socket, at least now we can see that it's a 14. You'll of course recall what condition it used to be in. It was very rusty, but the edges are now shiny. In other spots, though, the rust has been removed, but there's still no shine. So this hasn't been 107% effective. The steering lever, well, in any spot where you had friction, there was a cleaning effect. Rust has been removed, even though some still remains. That being said, the edges are now in fact shiny. So this method works. But one thing I'd like to point out is that the sand, it has turned into some kind of dust. My guess is that for a more pronounced effect, we might want to replace that sand. Am I right? Because it is no longer abrasive, so it's probably no good for cleaning now. But the important thing is that this method actually works. But let's remove the tire with the sand and see what the glass can do. Oh wow, look at that matte color. Right away I found the nut, the wrench, which used to be super rusty, and the bolt. I say we immediately address the issue of which is more durable, the sand or the glass granules. And right away I can tell that these granules are no longer sharp. What we've ended up with here is a fine glass dust. It feels like cement or something. And that tells us that the cleaning process was going very well. Now, of course, aside from contacting the parts, the granules might have been grinding each other down. But let's examine the parts, see what condition they're in. Yeah, this isn't even a contest. To me, it's obvious that the glass has won. Take a look at this. The glass did a better job. Moving along, we have the wrench. Look at that. You'll recall that it used to be in pretty rough shape. But the cleaning seems to have gone well. The sand did a way worse job. Maybe it's down to the mass or the sharp edges. The wrench has been much more thoroughly cleaned. Same goes for the lever, it's also nice and clean. Now let me take a look at the nut. Now, if I'm being honest, yes, it has gotten cleaner, but I'm not impressed with the quality of the job. Most of the rust has been removed, there is some left. Yeah, well, obviously there are going to be pores, but after sandblasting, even pores get cleaned out. And now check out this bolt. All of the rust has been removed. I do see some pitting here and there, that's where the rust really dug in. And inside of those pits, you do have a bit of rust left. But overall, this looks very nice. It isn't horribly rusted, but this, I mean, look at how well the wrench was cleaned, to the point where it's shining. Okay guys, we've worked out that this method works. If you have enough spare time, you can definitely clean stuff up inside a tire. No need for any special equipment. You just fill the tire, reseat it, jack the car up and just leave it be for a while. Allow it to gradually clean the parts that you put into that tire. And that's all I got for you. This experiment has 107% been a success. So watch us, consider subbing, send in your suggestions, like the video, comment, and catch you guys later.